Hi guys, today we are going to do the reading part of the IELTS together. I will try to explain to you the answers. Okay, here it says we should spend about 20 minutes on questions 1 to 13, which are based on reading passage 1 below. Okay, right now it's 5:09, so we have until 5:30. Step wells. A millennium ago, step wells were fundamental. So please read the text with me. Read it to yourself. I will read it to myself, and then we will start answering. do the following statements agree with the information given in reading passage 1 in boxes 1 to 5 on your answer sheet? Write true if the statement agrees with the information, false if the statement contradicts the information, if there is no information on this. Alright, here's my, not this, here's my, come on, here's my notepad. Alright, examples of ancient step wells can be found all over the world. I don't know, maybe it is, but I think it's not given. So first one is not given. Maybe it is, but I haven't encountered this information in the text. Let's see, just check it out. Blah 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 blah. Okay. So yes, I think it was only mentioned only India was mentioned. That's all. Okay, step wells had a range of function in addition to those related to water collection. Yes, actually it's true. I think it's true because one of them was place of gathering. There was something else. So there were some other functions as well, and also like a race for tourists. Travelers. Number 3. The few existing step wells in Delhi are more attractive than those found elsewhere. The few existing step wells in Delhi are more attractive than those found elsewhere. Well, I don't know about Delhi, to tell you the truth. So it's either false. Oh, here we go. I think. Few also survive in Delhi. Most step wells are found dotted around the of Gujarat and Rajasthan, while a few also survived in Delhi. Some were located in or near villages and public space for commuting. Others were positioned blah blah blah. So I don't think it's the best. They're the best. What is the exact question? The few existing step wells in well are more attractive than those found elsewhere. Is it false or not given? Let's check it out one more time. They were placing it. Well, well, I don't know about if there were, so this is not, maybe it's true, but it's not, it is not stated. So let's make it not given, but we'll make like this, maybe just false. Yes, but the finest current example is Rani Ki 1. So let's see. The few existing intervals are more attractive than those found. Well, let's make it false. Let's make it false, but still with the answer sign false. Okay. Number 4. It took workers many years to build the stone steps characteristic of step wells. It took workers many years to build the stone steps characteristic of step wells. How many years it took? Took workers many years. Well, let's see. I don't remember where they say about this. Так, here. Maybe it is true, but I don't think it was stated. I don't remember them saying anything about how long it took to build. So let's make it not given. Alright, number 5. The number of steps above the water level in a step will alter during the course of a year. It's true? Yes. It depends on the... yes, let's make it true. It depends on the time of the year or something. Let's check it out. Deepest... Well, water given existence. What does it say about this? Alright, let's check it out. Descent from ground to the water source at the rain. As it recedes following the rain. When the water level was high, the user needed only to descend. When it was low, several would go to be negotiated. So, as the next table here, again, what is the question? The question is the number of steps above the water level. In a step will alter during the course of a year. And I guess descending from ground level here to the water source as it recedes following the rains. And the water level was high. Yeah, I guess it's true. I don't know about the during the course of a year, but should it be not given or true? I don't know. Well, let's make it true because rain season altered during the year. That's one thing, but the other thing, they didn't say anything about it. Okay, let's make it like this. Okay, answer the questions below. Choose one word only from the passage for each answer. Write your answer in boxes 6 to 8 on your answer sheet. Which part of some staples provided shade for people? Write in your boxes, in boxes 6 to 8 on your answer sheet. Which part of some staples provided shade for people? Which part? Alright, let's check it out. Shade for people. There was information about heat. Yes, I remember that. Okay. Let's check it out. Where was it? Here. There were included pavilions that sheltered visitors from the land. Pavilions. So that's the word pavilion. Which part of some staples provided shade for people? Pavilions. Pavilions or pavilion? Okay, let's make it like this. That was actually 6. Okay. 4 not given, and that's true. This should be pavilion, and this should be this. Number 7. What type of serious climatic event which took place in southern Rajasthan is mentioned in the article? There was a drought. Rajasthan, yes. Dry spell. Drought. Here's drought. drought. Alright. 8. We actually have 5 more minutes to finish it. Who are frequent visitors to Stepwell nowadays? Frequent visitors, yeah, who are? Well, frequent visitors. Tourists. Alright, let's continue. We actually have 4 minutes, but we're going next. Questions 9 to 13. Complete the table below. Choose one word and or number from the passage for each answer. Oh, okay. We actually have 4 minutes left for this. Write your answer in boxes 9-13 on your answer sheet. Rani Ki Vav, late 11th century, as many as 500 decorated, restored in excellent condition despite them in 2001. Okay, should be 2001. Here. Earthquake. Earthquake. Alright, despite the earthquake. Okay. Ten. Surya Kund 1026 steps on them. Produce a geometrical pattern, carved shrines. Okay, Surya Kund steps on the something, produce a geometrical patterns. Let's check it out. Surya Kund. Steps, the hallmark of step, including 4 sides of steps that descend the bottom standing geometrical formation. Terrace house and carved shrines between the sets of steps. Steps on the architecture. Displays the hallmarks of stepwell architecture, including 4 sides of steps that descends to the bottom of a stunning geometrical. It actually resembles a tank, rather than well, that displays the hallmarks of stepwell architecture, including 4 sides of steps that descend, the sides of steps that descends to the bottom of stunning geometrical formation. The terrace house 108 shrines between the sets of steps. Let's check it out, guys. Steps on the produce a geometrical pattern. Steps on the again. Steps on the 4 sides of steps in a stunning that descend to the bottom in a stunning geometrical formation. Formation, maybe? No. Steps on the formation produce a geometrical form. Steps on the. I don't understand what they want. Let's check it out again. Okay. Geometrical formation, geometrical pattern. It actually resembles a tank rather than a well, but displays the hallmarks of stepwell architecture, including 4 sides of steps that descend to the bottom of a stunning geometrical formation. Don't get what they want here. Steps on them produce a geometrical pattern. Well, I put it steps on the sides, no? Produced. 4 sides of steps both sides of steps that descend to the bottom and standing. Yeah. Okay. Let's make it sides. Sides here. Steps on the sides. Yeah. Alright. Not sure, but we'll see. Because we don't really have time. Looks more like a than a well. Yes, a tank here. Raji Kibaori, 1969, Chuklikar Mani, one of the buyers, blah blah blah. We don't need that. Chand Baori, 850 AD steps take you down 11 stories to the bottom. Old, deep, and very dramatic Hessen, which provide a few of the steps. Chand Baori, which provide again. Forgot the question already. Which provide has something which provide a view of the steps, which provide a view of the steps. Chand Baori. Chand Baori, ancient city of Bundi. No, that's not it. Chand Baori, where is Chand Baori? On the fourth side, verandas which are supported by overlook the steps. Okay, that's verandas. Verandas. Yes, verandas here. Verandas. Okay, that was 12, 13 now. Nimrana Kibaori, 1700, has two something level. Has two something levels. Nimrana Kibaori. Let's check it out. Nimrana Kibaori. Around there, the column opens from where it just descends. Are set to the deepest water source. I forgot already what was the question. Openings. There are okay. Last question, I think. Maybe not. Has two maybe underground or something. Let's check it out. Has two levels of something. Okay. Look at that's right. Nice to which is two being yes, underwater. That's correct. Underwater. That was easy. Alright. Let's continue. Yes guys, we did it a little bit over time, like 4 minutes over time, but that's okay. Reading passage 2. You should spend about 20 minutes, so now it's 33 minutes until 53. Questions 14 to 27, which are based on reading passage 2 on the following pages. Questions 14 to 21. Reading passage 2 has 9 paragraphs, A to 1. Choose the correct heading for paragraphs A, E, and G, I. From the list of headings below, write the correct number I to X, I. In boxes 14 to 21 on your answer sheet. List of headings. A fresh and important long-term goal. Charging for roads and improving their other transport methods. Changes affecting the distances goods may be transported. Taking all the steps necessary to change transport patterns. The environmental costs of road transport. The escalating cost of rail transport. You need to achieve transport rebalance. The rapid growth of private transport. Plans to develop major road networks. Restricting road use through charging policies alone. Transport trends in countries awaiting EU admission. Paragraph A, B, C, D, E, G, H, I. Example, paragraph A is alright. European transport system 1990 to 2010. What have been the trends and what are the prospects for European transport systems? Let's check it out. It is difficult to conceive of vigorous economic growth without an efficient transport system. Although modern information technologies can reduce the demand for physical transport by facilitating teleworking and teleservices, the requirement for transport continues to increase. There are two key factors behind this trend. two key factors. For passenger transport, the determining factor is the spectacular growth in car use. The number of cars in European Union roads saw an increase of 3 million cars each year from 1990 to 2010, and in the next decade the EU will see a further substantial increase in its fleet. Here are two key factors of growing physical transport, passenger transport. Yeah, let's check it out. A fresh no, charging for roads, changes, taking the amount of escalating cost, need rapid growth of private transport. Maybe this one. Plans to develop restricting roads transport Okay, let's make it the rapid growth of private transport. Yes. The number of cars roads increase of 3 million cars each year. Okay. Let's make it A. 14A. Yes. I mean A. What is it? Which one was it? VII. VII 3. Alright. Let's continue. As far as goods transport is concerned, growth is due to a large extent to changes in the European economy and its system of production. In the last 20 years, as internal frontiers have been abolished, the EU has moved from a stock economy to a flow economy. This phenomenon has been emphasized by the relocation of some industries, particularly those which are labor-intensive, to reduce production costs, even though the production site is hundreds or even thousands of kilometers away from the final assembly plant or away from users. Something about the cost and EU economy. Alright. Changes affecting the distances goods may be transported. Changes affecting the distances goods. The distances goods may be transported. I don't know. Environment costs. Alright. Okay. Transport trends in countries awaiting EU admission. No. Changes affecting the distances goods may be transported. Change affecting the distances. Something about the cost as well. Where are the costs? Changes affecting the distances goods may be transported. Maybe this one, but let's check the environmental cost of road transport. Okay, let's make it III. So that's BIII. BIII. 16. Next paragraph. Paragraph C. The strong economic growth expected in countries which are candidates for entry to the EU will also increase transport flows, in particular road haulage traffic. The strong economic growth expected in countries which are candidates for entry to the EU will also increase transport flows, in particular road haulage traffic. In 1998, some of these countries already exported more than twice their 1919 volumes and imported more than 5 times their 1919 volumes. And although many candidate countries inherited a transport system which encourages rail, the distribution between modes has tipped sharply in favor of road transport since the 1990s. Between 1990 and 1998, road haulage increased by 19.9%, 33.4%, while during the same period rail haulage decreased by 43.5%. Although, and this could benefit the enlarged EU, it is still on average at a much higher level than in existing member states, and this could benefit it is still on average at a much higher level than in existing member states. Alright, let's see. Wow, come on, too fast. See, yes, there's something about EU members and there's something about the railroads. Come on, stop it already. Okay. Okay. Need to achieve plans to develop major road networks restricting transport trends in countries awaiting EU admission. I would put it XI. So C XI. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a Roman number for 11. Yes, I remember. At school we studied that. D. However, a new imperative, sustainable development, offers an opportunity for adapting the EU's common transport policy. This objective, a goal, yes? A new imperative, agreed by the Gothenburg European Council, has to be achieved by integrating environmental considerations into community policies, and shifting the balance between modes of transport lies at the heart of its strategy. The ambitious objective can only be fully achieved by 2020, but proposed measures are nonetheless a first essential step towards a sustainable transport system which will ideally be in place in 30 years' time, that is by 2040. Okay, something about new objective, sustainable development. A fresh and important long-term goal. Let's make it I. C, D, I. What is it? One? That's one. No, that's this one. Need the next one. Yes. Okay, next. Paragraph E. We still have a lot of paragraphs ahead. Okay, we should go faster. In 1998, energy consumption in the transport sector was to blame for 28% of emissions of CO2, the leading greenhouse gas. According to the latest estimates, if nothing is done to reverse the traffic growth trend, CO2 emissions from transport can be expected to increase by around 50% to 113 billion tons by 2020, compared with the 739 billion tons recorded in 1990. These are terrible figures. Once again, road transport is the main culprit, since it alone accounts for 84% of the CO2 emissions attributable to road transport. Using alternative fuels and improving energy efficiency is thus both an ecological necessity and a technological challenge. Well, there's something, and ecological cost or something. Okay, restricting plans to rapid growth need to achieve. Here, escalating cost, rail transport, no. Here, the environmental costs of road transport, that's 5, which is V, B, C, D, E, 5. Alright, 19. We still have 3 paragraphs ahead. Alright, F. At the same time, greater efforts must be made to achieve a modal shift. Such a change cannot be achieved overnight, all the less so after over half a century of constant deterioration in favor of road. This has reached such a pitch that today rail freight services are facing marginalization with just 8% of market share, and with international goods trains struggling along at an average speed of 18 kilometers an hour. Three possible options have emerged at the same time. Let's check it out. Something about the rails and a shift and a change. Fresh and important. Changing for roads and improving other. No. The escalating cost of rail transport. I don't know about that. The need to achieve transport rebalance. I would put this one. The need to achieve transport rebalance, because they say something, but it cannot be changed overnight, blah blah blah. So it's kind of like they needed to do it. They need to do it, but it's not so easy. A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, that's 7. Okay. VII, that's 7. Yes. Okay, let's go to the next one. 20. G. The first approach would consist of focusing on road transport solely through pricing. This option would not be accompanied by complementary measures in the other modes of transport. In the short term, it might curb the growth in road transport through the better loading ratio of goods vehicles and occupancy rates of passenger vehicles expected as a result in the increase of the price of transport. However, the lack of measures available to revitalize other modes of transport would make it impossible for more sustainable modes of transport to take up the baton. Okay, let's check it out one more time. The first approach would consist of focusing on road transport solely through pricing. They're gonna charge more. This option would not be accompanied by complementary and other modes of transport. Road transport, yeah. In the short term, it might curb the growth of road transport or the better loading ratio of goods, vehicles, and occupancy rate of passenger vehicles, but as rather than transport. However, the lack of measures available to other modes of transport would make it impossible for more sustainable modes of transport to take up the baton. Okay, looks like something with the charging. That was such a charging for roads and improving other transport methods. Taking the steps to change transport. Escalating the need to achieve plans to develop major road networks. Restricting road use through charging policies alone. Restricting road use through charging for roads and improving other transport methods. Improving. So this is either 2 or 10. Restricting road use through charging policies alone. Charging for roads and improving other transport methods. Well, let me check it out. I don't know about other transport methods. It's definitely not true. Road transport pricing, but is accompanied by measures. I'm looking at the G actually. The first approach was going to focus on from road transport solely through pricing. That's definitely not other modes of transport. It's like commercial road license. Okay. That should be restricting road use through charging policies alone. Let's make it 10. B, C, D, E, F, G, 10. That looks like X. Okay. And the last one. No, one before the last. So many. The second approach also concentrates on road transport pricing, but is accompanied by measures to increase the efficiency of the other modes. Better quality of services, logistic technology. Okay, we don't have too much time, but I know the answer. H should be this 2, which is II. H should be II. And I don't know what is the mistake. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, right? I have only 21, but here A, B, C, D, E. Why do I have so many? I don't know. Should be 21, and I'm already 22. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. 14, 15B, 16C, 17D, 18E, 19 should be G, not F. 19 should be G. Something is down here. Yes. Okay, then what was F? Yes, I was right. Okay. Like this. So this should be I. Let's check it out. I. The third approach, which is not new, comprises a series of measures ranging from pricing to revitalizing alternative modes of transport and targeting investment in the trans-European networks. This integrated approach would allow the market shares of other modes to return to their 1998 levels and thus make a shift of balance. Rebalancing. Yes, let's not read it up to there because we don't really have too much time. The need to achieve transport rebalance, that's 7, which is VII. Alright, let's continue. Well guys, how about if we check the answers right now while we still remember what it was all about, because once we're done through all the answers, as for me, I will forget it, and it will be difficult for me to check out why. Okay, difficult. Come on. Okay, should be. I need. I'm looking at the. I want to see the page number of the answers. Let's check it out. Answers. Channel training, audio script, listening and reading. Answer keys. 151. 66 here. 51. Okay. Test 3. We are here on test 1, but reading. Well, let's check it out. Number 1 was false. Not given, but false. Alright. True, correct. Then not given, I made it false. 4 not given, that's correct. 5 true, okay, that was true. 6 pavilion. 7 drought, tourists, earthquake. 4 sides. I just made sides. 4 sides. Should be 4 sides, and I just made sides. Okay, so that's a mistake. Verandas, underwater. So these are all correct. Now these ones. 14. 14. VII, III, XI, IVX, II, 21. That was it. Let's check it. Okay, that was 4. 21 is 4. Don't remember the page. 20. Yeah. So the correct answer of the last one was 4. Really? Taking all the steps necessary to change transport patterns. Alright, so that was not rebellious. I got on this because I heard this word. So I should have read it until the end. So guys, don't repeat my mistake. Read it until the end to get the whole idea of the paragraph before you make your decision. Only if you really don't have time. Taking all the steps necessary to change transport patterns. Okay, that was a correct answer. Alright, let's get to the next reading passage. You should spend about 20 minutes on questions 27 to 40, which are based on reading passage 3 below, the psychology of innovation. Why are so few companies truly innovative? That's a pretty interesting question. Innovation is key to business survival, and companies put substantial resources into inspiring employees to develop new ideas. There are, nevertheless, people working in luxurious, state-of-the-art centers designed to stimulate innovation who find that their environment doesn't make them feel at all creative. And there are those who don't have a budget or much space, but who innovate successfully. For Robert B. Cialdini, professor of psychology at Arizona State University, one reason that companies don't succeed as often as they should is that innovation starts with recruitment. Research shows that the fit between an employee's values and a company's values makes a difference to what contribution they make and whether 2 years after they join they are still at the company. Studies at Harvard Business School show that although some individuals may be more creative than others, almost every individual can be creative in the right circumstances. One of the most famous photographs in the story of rock and roll emphasizes Cialdini's views. The 1956 picture of singers Elvis Presley, Carl Perkins, Johnny Cash, and Jerry Lee Lewis jamming at a piano in Sun Studios in Memphis tells a hidden story. Sun's $1 million quartet could have been a quintet. Missing from the picture is Roy Orbison, a greater natural singer than Lewis, Perkins, or Cash. Sam Phillips, who owned Sun, wanted to revolutionize popular music with songs that fused black and white music, and country and blues. Presley, Cash, Perkins, and Lewis instinctively understood Phillips' ambition and believed in it. Orbison wasn't inspired by the goal and only ever achieved one hit with the Sun label. The value fit matters, says Cialdini, because innovation is in part a process of change, and under that pressure we as a species behave differently. When things change, we are hardwired to play it safe. Managers should therefore adopt an approach that appears counterintuitive. They should explain what stands to be lost if the company fails to seize a particular opportunity. Studies show that we invariably take more gambles when threatened with a loss than when offered a reward. Managing innovation is a delicate art. It's easy for a company to be pulled in conflicting directions as the marketing, product development, and finance department each get different feedbacks from different sets of people. And without a system which ensures collaborative exchanges within the company, it's also easy for small pockets of innovation to disappear. Innovation is a contact sport. You can't brief people just by saying, we're going in this direction and I'm going to take you with me. Oh, that's pretty big. Cialdini believes that this follow the leader syndrome is dangerous, not least because it encourages bosses to go it alone. It's been scientifically proven that 3 people will be better than 1 at solving problems, even if that one person is the smartest person in the field. To prove this point, Cialdini cites an interview with molecular biologist James Watson. Watson, together with Francis Crick, discovered the structure of DNA, the genetic information carrier of all living organisms. When asked how they had cracked the code ahead of an array of highly accomplished rival investigators, he said something that stunned me. He said he and Crick had succeeded because they were aware that they weren't the most intelligent of the scientists pursuing the answer. The smartest scientist was called Rosalind Franklin, who, Watson says, was so intelligent she rarely sought advice. Teamwork taps into one of the basic drivers of human behavior. The principle of social proof is so pervasive that we don't even recognize it, says Cialdini. If your project is being resisted, for example, by a group of veteran employees, ask another old-timer to speak up for it. Cialdini is not alone in advocating this strategy. Research shows that peer power used horizontally, not vertically, is much more powerful than any boss's speech. Writing, visualizing, and prototyping can stimulate the flow of new ideas. Cialdini cites scores of research papers and historical events that prove that even something as simple as writing deepens every individual's engagement in the project. It is, he says, the reason why all those competitions on breakfast cereal packets encouraged us to write in saying in no more than 10 words, I like Kellogg's Corn Flakes because the very act of writing makes us more likely to believe it. Authority doesn't have to inhibit innovation, but it often does. The wrong kind of leadership will lead to what Cialdini calls captionitis, the regrettable tendency of team members to opt out of team responsibilities that are properly theirs. He calls it captionitis because, he says, crew members of multi-pilot aircraft exhibit a sometimes deadly passivity when the flight captain makes a clearly wrong-headed decision. Passivity. This behavior is not, he says, unique to air travel, but it can happen in any workplace where the leader is overbearing. At the other end of the scale is the 1980s Memphis Design Collective, a group of young designers for whom the only rule was that there were no rules. This environment encouraged a free interchange of ideas, which led to more creativity with form, function, color, and materials that revolutionized attitudes to furniture design. Many theorists believe that ideal boss should lead from behind, taking pride in collective accomplishment and giving credit where it is due. Cialdini says, leaders should encourage everyone to contribute and simultaneously assure all concerned that every recommendation is important to making the right decision and will be given full attention. The frustrating thing about innovation is that there are many approaches but no magic formula. However, a manager who wants to create a truly innovative culture can make their job a lot easier by recognizing the psychological realities. Alright, that was a pretty big one. Okay, 27 to 30 on your answer sheet. The example of the $1 million quoted underlines the writer's points about recognizing talent, working as a team, having a shared objective, being a... I think it's having a shared objective. Yeah, because let's check it out. $1 million quoted. Emphasizes. Sounds $1 million quoted could have been a quintet. This one is always some great natural single and loose. Some flips when the sun wanted to rush not to promise songs to his but I'm not going to help. He was inspired by the goal and only ever achieved one hit. He wasn't inspired by the goal, so yeah, having a shared objective. C. So not sure, but okay. Did I miss anything? Where's 21, 22? Okay. I don't understand. Okay. Oh, sorry guys. Haha. I missed this 20 to 26 questions. Sorry. True, false, not given. The need for transport is growing despite technological development. The need for transport is growing despite technological. Yes, it's true. They were saying this. To reduce production costs, some industries have been moved closer to their relevant consumers. False. Cars are prohibitively expensive in some EU candidate countries. Not given. The Gothenburg European Council was set up 30 years ago. Don't remember. I need to check. 26. By the end of this decade, CO2 emissions were predicted to reach... No, that's definitely false. There was a much worse numbers than that. The Gothenburg European Council was set up 30 years ago. Gothenburg European Council was set up 30 years ago. Let's check it out. Where is information about the council? I don't remember. Gothenburg Council something. Alright. Agreed by the government council has been achieved. Which lead ideal is not given. About the Gothenburg Council, which is 25, not given. Too many not given, but I don't know. Alright. So 27 should be C. C. Alright. 28. James Watson suggests that he and Francis Crick won the race to discover the DNA code because they were conscious of their own limitations, brought complementary skills to their partnership, were determined to outperform their brighter rivals, encouraged each other to realize their joint ambition, were conscious of their own limitations. I think it's A, but I still need to check it out. Discovered the genetic when asked how they had cracked the code ahead of an array of highly accomplished rival investigators, he said something that stunned me. He said he and Crick had succeeded because they were aware that they weren't the most intelligent of the scientists pursuing the answer. That's correct. Alright, let's continue. Alright. 29. The writer mentions competitions on breakfast cereal packets as an example of how to inspire creative thinking, generate concise writing, promote loyalty to rules, strengthen commitment to an idea. D. Definitely. D here. Okay, not D. I. And 30. In the last paragraph, the writer suggests that it is important for employees to be aware of their company's goals, feel that their contributions are valued, have respect for their co-workers' achievement, understand why certain managers' vision are might. Let's check it out. It is important for employees to leaders should encourage everyone to contribute and simultaneously assure all concerned that every recommendation is important to making the right decision and will be given full attention. Every recommendation is important to making the right decision and will be given full attention. The frustrating thing about innovation is that there are many approaches but no magic formula. A manager who wants to create a truly innovative culture can make their job a lot easier by recognizing the psychological realities. Everyone to contribute. Should encourage everyone to contribute, simultaneously assure all concerned that their recommendation is important to making the right decision. Okay, encourage everyone to contribute. For employees to be aware of the company's goal, feel that they B. That's definitely B. Okay, come on. I didn't want that. That's B. Okay, guys, we're almost done. We have 10 more. Can you believe it? As for me, I'm a little bit tired, but we'll finish it. Complete each sentence with the correct ending A to G below. Write the correct letter A, G in boxes 31 to 35 on the answer sheet. Employees whose values match those of their employers are more likely to take chances, share their ideas, become competitive, get promotion, avoid risk, ignore their duties, remain in their jobs. Not sure. 32. At times of change, people tend to avoid risks. E. 32E. So 31 we didn't do yet. Still. 33. If people are aware of what they might lose, they will often take risks. Take chances, share them, become competitive, get promotion, avoid risk, ignore their duties, remain their jobs. Become competitive. If people are aware of what they might lose, they will often become competitive. C. 34. People working under dominant boss are liable to remain, ignore their duties, take chances, share days, get promotion, avoid risk, ignore their duties. Not sure. 35. Employees working in organizations with few rules are more likely to working in organizations with few rules are more likely to Not sure. Not sure. Alright, so what? I'm not sure. 31, I'm not sure. Employees whose values match those of their employers are more likely to share their ideas, or what? Whose values match those of their employers are more likely to. I don't remember what it is said about that. Ah. When things change, we are hardwired to play it safe. Not for the reward. In times of change, people tend to avoid risks, yeah. That's E. 32E, I think I did it. Yes. 31. Employees whose values match those of their employees are more likely to remain in their jobs. Yes, remain in their jobs. Yes, it was given. Yeah, let's make it this. Here, after 2 years, something they said. I don't know, that's something different. Yes. Research showed that the fit between an employee's values and a company's values makes a difference to what contribution they made and whether 2 years after they are still at the company. Yes. So, and what else? I don't have 34 and 35. I don't have two answers. 34 and 35. 34. People working under dominant boss are liable to. Well, the possible answers are under dominant boss, liable to ignore their duties, probably. Dominant boss. I don't remember where they were saying about dominant boss. Ah, here. Authority doesn't have to inhibit innovation, but it often does. The wrong kind of leadership will lead to what Cialdini's called captionitis, the regrettable tendency of team members to opt out of team responsibilities that are probably there. He calls it captionitis because he says crew members of multi-pilot aircraft exhibit sometimes deadly passivity when the flight captain makes a clearly wrong head. The behavior is not as unique, but it can happen to any workplace where the leader is overbearing. So they become passives, yeah. And what does it mean to become passive? Don't do your duty, yes. Team member to opt out team responsibilities that are properly theirs. Caption is the regrettable tendency of team members to opt out of team responsibilities. Yes, that's something about duties. I remember there was such an answer about the duties. Ignore their duties. So 34 F. Okay. Next, 35. Employees working in organizations with few rules are more likely to take chances, share their ideas, blah 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 blah. So I actually have A and B. Take chances, share their ideas. Employees working in organizations with few rules are more likely to. That was one of the less. This environment encourages this environment encourages a free interchange of ideas will lead to. Okay, that's share ideas. That was easy. 35B. Alright. No BII, okay. Alright. And the last four, 36 to 40. Do the following statements agree with the claims of the writer in reading passage 3? In boxes 36 to 40 on your answer sheet, write yes, no, not given. The physical surroundings in which a person works play a key role in determining their creativity. True. Definitely. I mean, yes. Most people have the potential to be creative. Yes, in the right environment. Teams work best when their members are of equally matched intelligence. Not given. I don't remember them saying this. 39. It is easier for smaller companies to be innovative. Not given. A manager's approval of an idea is more persuasive than that of a colleague. A manager's approval of an idea is more persuasive than that of a colleague. I don't think it was given. I don't think it was given. Or just no. I would make it no, because it's too much not given. Something can't be wrong here. The manager's approval. I don't remember where it says. Let's check it out, guys. A manager who wants to create a truly innovative culture can make their job a lot easier by recognizing these psychological realities. Oh, I don't know. Well, let's make 40 and G, and something else is not given, like 38, 39. Teams work best when their members are of equally matched intelligence. Don't remember if they stated about the intelligence. It is easier for smaller companies to be innovative. That's okay, let's make it all three not given. Something should be no. Project resist, for example, a group of here we go. Here. Something like this. Peers and managers. All times pick it up based on the researcher. The peer power used hard on is much more powerful than the boss's speech. Peer power is more powerful than right, so something about peer power. So that should be no. Yes, 40, let's make it no. Because something about peer power, yes, parallel and vertical peer power. So that's why I put no, because of this. So a manager's approval of an idea is more persuasive than that of a colleague. And I put this because I put no because research shows that peer power, peer means the one of the same level as you, yes, a person of the same level as you, used horizontally, not vertically, is much more powerful than any boss's speech. Okay, now the moment of truth. Well, I forgot. 151. Check it out, guys. 151. What page is it? Yeah. Mid-test 1 reading. So, let's check it out. Test 1 reading. Reading. Okay. All this not given is really difficult for me. Alright, 22, yeah? True. False. Not given. Not given. 26, false. 27, C, A, D, B, G, E, A, 33, A. Many mistakes at triple C. Okay. 34, F, B, 35. 36 is no. Let's make it so I check it out. Okay. Well, 37, yes. 38, not given, no. Okay, let's check 36, which was no. And 33 was supposed to be A. 33 was supposed to be A. Not A-V-I-I. Well, let's check it out. Forgot the page number. Sorry guys, taking too long, I know. So 33 is A. If people are aware of what they might lose, they will often take chances. Enabled, become competitive. Yes. I can clearly see my mistakes. Not become competitive, but take chances. Yes, that's right. So, I can see my mistakes. 36 should be no. The physical surroundings which a person works play a key role in oh, yes. It's definitely, that was at the beginning of the text they were saying. Yes, let me give you this excerpt. It's clearly stated there. I misunderstood it. They were saying, okay, whatever it is, but let me read you the paragraph where they said, there are nevertheless people working in luxurious state-of-the-art centers designed to stimulate innovation, who find that their environment doesn't make them feel at all creative, and there are those who don't have a budget or much space, but who innovate successfully. So that clearly states that it's surroundings does not affect people's creativity. So I understand my mistakes. Let's see how many mistakes I make. I made 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, again, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. 21 was 4. 5, 6. So I had 34. How many mistakes or how many right answers did you make, guys? So I made 34. Thank you for watching. And again, if you find it useful, if you want to get more videos on IELTS different parts, of the exam, be it listening, be it reading, please subscribe to my channel, and see you in our next videos. Bye guys.